What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So on today's figure review, we're going to be taking a look at from the Playmates Godzilla vs. Kong line of figures. Here we got Warbat and Skullcrawler. Yep, as you can see here, there's quite a few of them. Some multiple or some custom painted. And as you can see, got 3 Warbats. 2 of them are standard and 1 is just custom painted. And of the Skullcrawlers, here we have 1 standard version and 1 custom painted version based off of the 2017 Kong Skull Island movie. And yeah, pretty much we're gonna dive right in now. Okay, so here we have the Skullcrawlers. And as you can tell right away, the body shape is pretty much the same thing, but for the color scheme. So with the standard Skullcrawler that you get from the Godzilla vs. Kong Playmates line, you pretty much get almost an movie accurate depiction of the Skullcrawler, as they are, so to speak, either more evolved or just have a newer appearance, since they are kind of in a way technically either still new and not really grown yet, as we saw as the facility there that the protagonists were keeping eggs there of the Skullcrawlers. And to get a close-up look of the Skullcrawler here, and just pretty much going to be diving into looking at the articulation here, and not going to go over much of the other one since it's the same thing. But here you can rotate the arms all the way around, a full 360. It has quite a bend there to move it all the way back, all the way forward. And here it has another section on the arm where you can also rotate and move it, bend it all the way forward and back. And it's going to be the same thing on the other arm. And here at the tail, it is on a joint there where you can turn it all the way around and I guess pivot it, but be careful because it can easily come off, and I don't think there's really too much worry of it being broken or all that. But just know that the tail can, well, I guess for some, maybe easier to come off on the Skullcrawler than others of the figures, if it's able to stick better together on the body. But yeah, that's pretty much the figure there as far as what body parts can move, well, the more crucial ones. And here he has like a red streak on his back, but doesn't really continue all the way, does not continue all the way down. And he's got some sharp arms, I guess at the elbows, if that's even considered the elbows. And here with the mouth is another section of where you could move on the Skullcrawler on his body. So you can open it all the way like so. And he's got like a pinkish tongue with nothing really colored at the top of the mouth. And the front portion, like I said, as far as colors go, he's got like a grayish face at the front with a mix of, I don't know, I guess like a light brownish color, or like a very, I don't know, like a muddy, like thing comes to my mind is like kind of some kind of shade of a light brown. But anyway, here at the back on his hunchback, you got the battle damage reveal. And there you can see pretty much, the battle damage there. And to put it back on, just go ahead and just place it back on there and just pop it back on. And now we're going to go ahead and look at the custom painted Skullcrawler that I did after considering of getting a second Skullcrawler and wanted to make a more custom painted accurate version of the Skullcrawlers from Kong Skull Island from 2017. And like I said, pretty much it's going to be the same articulation, the battle damage, as far as movement with the opening the mouth and closing it and all that and whatnot. But here's pretty much just a detailing of the paint job that I did for customizing this figure here. And as far as the paint goes, I went with pretty much colors of gray, black, white, and can't remember what. I think I mixed either gray or white with yellow to get that little, like, that ugly yellow looking color that you see there at the bottom and on the arms. And here on the mouth, I took the liberty of painting both the bottom and the top of the jaw. And as you can see with the original, there's not much of anything painted at the top of the jaw on the standard original one. And there's a comparison between both of them together there. And now I wonder if the standard one would grow up to be like the 2017 one. But anywho, here now we have the Warbats. And here you can see there's 3 of them, and 2 of them are pretty much the same thing. And in the center here, I did a custom painted Warbat here. And something to note right off the bat, here you can tell what the 2 standard ones, they pretty much look the same, but the only difference being is that with in between, like on the wings, like those little those lines in the detailing on the wings, like this one right here is a little bit lighter, and the other one on the right hand side is much darker of the lines on his wings. But anyway, here just to go over of what the figure comes with. So the Warbats, they come with this little stand that I guess will help support them in standing, but I mean by itself, with not having this piece attached to it, I mean it does just fine without one. So I mean, it's up to you if you want to attach it to your Warbat to make it stand, to ensure that it does. But anyway, like I said, just going to be going over the articulation and the battle damage here on just one of them, as pretty much they're all the same thing. Now, as far as with the tail, this is one section of where you can rotate it all the way around, but just be careful of like going through all the way, as it'll hit on one part of the body. And here, like I said, same thing, just gotta position that other part away so you can rotate all the way around. And that's pretty much it for that part of the rotation on the body. And with the detailing, since it's a the Warbat is kind of like a snake-like reptilian here. The body pretty much like wraps around in a swirl. And now with the wings here on that side, you could rotate. Well, not really rotate, but just move flap open and close, forward and back. And pretty much same thing. Going to be opening the flap all the way back to all the way forward again. And yep, that's pretty much the range of motion. But also, you can take off the wings as they are pretty much an attachment piece. So if you wanted the Warbat to look pretty much like a legit snake with very tiny wings, this is what you'd have of it looking like this. So as you can see here, this is where the wings are placed and attached onto, and you can just go ahead and easily place them back on to your Warbat. And there we have it. And here, pretty much also with the mouth of opening and closing, that's how far it can go with open, and this is pretty much where it's at with when you close it. But also just keep in mind it's a little bit stiff when you try opening the mouth. But here we're gonna look at the battle damage reveal on the Warbat, and it's this section on the left side of the wing here, and pretty much got another, underneath a red layer underneath there of the wing, and you just go ahead and put that back on for the Warbat. And if you want to, like I said before, you can attach that little stand to the tail of your Warbat to make it stand, and that's pretty much covering for everything you need to know about this Warbat figure. But yeah, that's pretty neat. And here, like I said before, as far as with the lines on the Warbat, on the wings, on the bottom, they're not that very noticeable. But again, for the difference here, I guess when you're getting more than one Warbat into your collection for either posing or getting good photo shots here, just note that probably the only noticeable difference that I've come across so far is that the lines on the wings are a bit darker, as pretty much visually you can see what I'm talking about here. So gonna go ahead, put those two in the back. And now we are gonna take a look at the custom painted Warbat. So pretty much again, like online, just got an idea of wanting to just seeing how cool it was, how other people have done their custom painted figures, like for Warbat and the Skullcrawler. So that's why, to begin with, why I wanted to just, that kind of, in a way, inspired me to just want to give it a go and try. So this was my take on doing a custom painted Warbat here. Try to make it more, again, just what remembering from the movie, that they kind of look more of like a very yellowish green in a way kind of color. And on there you see like little areas of like black spots on there, and on the wings too. And with the wings, they're much more red, with the lines being gray. But let's go ahead and move on. Alright, so here we have the accessories that come along with the Playmates figures from Godzilla vs. Kong. So as you can see before, some recognizable from the previous reviews. For instance, the battle axes. Overall, there pretty much are only two. The third one is just a custom painted version of the battle axe. And here at the bottom left, got a bunch of heat rays, majority from Godzilla's and MechaGodzilla here. And there you got on the left to right, so you got some HEAV vehicles. And moving on, you got some fighter jets there, both from Kong and Godzilla. You got the radio tower, along with some other recognizable flying vehicles, such as the Osprey. And yeah, that's, well, pretty much what you're gonna get from the accessories of the Godzilla vs. Kong Playmates line. Alright everyone, I guess that's going to be it for today's video. Let's see if Fiercezilla Jr. is around. Fiercezilla Jr., are you here somewhere today? Fiercezilla Jr.? Oh, there you are, Fiercezilla Jr. Hey, what's been going on lately? Okay, why does your voice sound so different? Whoa, what's going on here, Fiercezilla Jr.? What? Okay. One of you is lying. Who is the real Fiercezilla Jr.? Because obviously it's not both of you, so it has to be one of you. Mecha Fiercezilla Jr.? Oh my. So that's why Fiercezilla Jr. was never here this week. What the heck? Whoa. Okay. Thanks, Mighty Kong Jr.